It was a Wednesday afternoon in March, and like most Wednesday afternoons, I was off. For some strange reason, the college gave us Wednesday afternoons off. And I took advantage of it. As I lived at home, it gave me the chance to indulge in my little hobby of cross-dressing. With the full knowledge that my mother was at home and that she approved. While it did keep me out of trouble, and Mom would borrow items I owned occasionally. The night before, I had done my pre-dressing ritual of removing all unnecessary hair, and my chest, arms, underarms, and legs were hair-free. But to be sure, I had a shower, a very close shave, and checked for any stray hairs. Thankfully, I was hair-free. So I set to work transforming myself from Michael to Maria with the knowledge I had plenty of time. And with the knowledge that my mother Christina would check me over before she let me leave on the walk I usually took with the occasional errand for her. As luck would have it, I had my own room, which meant that my wardrobes could hold both my male and female clothes. I often wished that I could be Maria full-time, but Mom wanted me to finish my education first. I looked at what Mom had selected for me to wear. It was one of her rules, and as usual it was something smart and very feminine, but also something I wouldn't mind wearing. So hanging from my girly wardrobe door was a black fitted dress jacket, a matching skirt, and a light blue roll-necked pullover. The reasoning being the roll neck would hide my slight Adam's apple and reduce the risk of me being red. I had to smile as Mom always left the choice of underwear to me. So I went to my drawers and selected a black gaff which held and hid my boy bits after I had tucked, a black padded panty brief which gave me a female bottom and shape with a slight waist. I also chose a matching black bra which would hold my breast forms, a gift from my younger sister, which were a B-cup, and I added a black pair of tights to the ensemble along with a waist nipper. With my underwear on, I looked at my shape in my wall-mounted full-length mirror before sitting at my dressing table to apply my makeup. As I was going out in daylight, I went for a subtle daytime look using lighter colors than if I was going to a club. I didn't want to look like a whore. So I was very careful, checking myself after each step, making sure it was perfect. My youngest sister had given me a lot of tips and a book of makeup hints which I had put to good use. When I was happy, I gently lined my lips and filled them in with a subtle red lipstick, taking off any excess with a tissue held between my lips. I then inserted my breast forms into my bra cups and proceeded to get dressed. The skirt came first. It was lined so I wouldn't require a slip to go under it. The pullover followed, which I gently brushed over with my hands to remove any slight creases. I then selected my mouse brown wig, a present from my younger brother, and brushed it out, making sure it was sitting on my head properly. Maria looked back at me from the reflection in the mirror. I checked my fingernails and each one was clean. I had applied 2 coats of clear nail varnish the night before. I then put on the jacket, which clung to my faux curves. And as a final act of dressing, I added a pair of knee-high black boots with a 3-inch heel. I checked the contents of my handbag, tissues, makeup for any repairs, house keys, small umbrella in case of rain, and a woman's wallet which held my various cards, female ID, and money in both notes and change. Mom had been a wonder in getting me my female ID. And my part-time job meant I could purchase my own clothes and makeup. Putting my mobile phone into my bag, I was ready. My heels clicked against the tiled floor of our hall as I walked towards the dining room where I knew I'd find my mother. As I entered the room, she smiled at me with her smile of approval. "You are looking fantastic, Maria. You're getting better with your makeup." She looked at my sister Eos. "What do you think, Eos?" Eos chuckled. "Well, all I can say, Mum, is that my nerdy big brother makes a beautiful older sister." She smiled at me. "The boots are a nice touch as well." Lucy, my younger sister, looked up from the book she was reading. "I'm more worried that she'll steal my boyfriend looking like that," she laughed. "I'm joking, Maria. I know Terry likes you dressing like a girl. That was true. Terry, my girlfriend, liked me to dress for her. But we only snuggled and kissed each other. But we did joke about which of us would wear the bridal gown if we got married. Mom interrupted our byplay. Maria, I need you to get some bread, cheese, and milk whilst you are out. She handed me 10 pounds. Also, don't forget to get your copies of Elle and Glamour, she added with a sly smile. There are some articles that will be of interest in them for you. Yes, Mum, I replied. Andre Pajic is in Elle and Carmen Carrera is in Glamour. And they are two of my favorite models. That was true. I admired both. Andre because he can wear both male and female clothes well, and Carmen because she is a very beautiful trans woman. I left walking towards the local shops. I enjoyed the feel of the tights against my legs and the gently sway of my skirt along with the click of my heels against the pavement. My mind must have been elsewhere as I failed to see Millicent go past me on her bicycle. We tried to time my walks whilst dressed to miss her on her outings. This Wednesday we got it wrong. Millicent was a friend of my mother's, but she was also a gossip. And there were some things that our family didn't want the community to know. My dressing was one of them. We planned my coming out to be at a time of our choosing, not via the local gossip. The shop doorbell sounded as I entered the store. I picked up a shopping basket and walked around the store making my selections. Heading towards the till, I also picked up the magazines I needed. Misha, the store manager, smiled as I placed the basket down. Hello, Maria, she knew my secret. How are things? Hi, Misha. They're fine. I've nothing to complain about, I replied in my soft female voice. Lucy is worried that I might steal her boyfriend away from her though. Misha laughed. Is that before or after? She asked. Both. I think, I said with a smile. But Terry and I often joke about which one of us will be wearing the gown if we get married. I paid for the items and headed home, unaware of the surprise that awaited me. As I opened the door, I announced that I was home as I always did, using my well-practiced girl voice. Mom told me to come straight to the dining room as there was someone I needed to meet. I rushed, my heels once again clicking against the hall's tiled floor. What is it, Mom? I asked Millicent. My mother said, may I introduce you to my eldest daughter, Maria? She's always been here. But today is the first day you get to meet her. You don't have a daughter called Maria, Millicent said, looking at Mom and then me. You have two sons, Michael and James. And two daughters, Lucy and Eos. As she said that, she pointed to the various family photographs that hung on the dining room wall. If you had another daughter, I would have met her earlier. Millicent was clearly irritated and was unsure of the situation. Millicent, I do have a daughter called Maria. She's standing here in this room. Mom smiled at me. Maria, go and put the shopping away and make us a pot of tea. I think you should explain everything to Millicent. I did as I was told. Usually when Millicent visits, we have a little laugh and a joke. But this was unusual for her. She was being very serious. I was going to have to win Millicent over. It was important that I win her over to my side. I liked Millicent even with her faults. She sipped her mug of tea and smiled. You've made it just how I like it, Michael, as you always do. Thank you, Millicent, I said with a smile. But my name is Maria. At least whilst I dressed like this. No, your name is Michael. You are a boy. You shouldn't be wearing those clothes. Millicent, if my daughter wishes to wear a women's business suit, she can wear a women's business suit. I will not have some busybody telling me how to dress my daughter. Please let Maria explain. She has a slightly better understanding of how she feels than I do. I may accept her choices, but there are some things I don't understand. I took a breath and a sip of tea. Millicent, I looked at her, I am transgendered. I am a transsexual. My body is male, but my mind is female. I've felt like I'm a girl for years. But it's only since I started college that I've been dressing as a girl. But you're a boy. A sweet boy who makes a wonderful mug of tea, Millicent said. Surely you know it's wrong for you to wear a skirt. I feel complete when I'm in a skirt, Millicent. It's who I am. I could say it's wrong for you to wear tracksuits all the time. But as a woman you can wear what you want too. I am a girl inside. I'm like Lucy and Eos and Mum, except I'll never be able to have babies. I felt tears welling in my eyes. I'd never had to defend myself before. Please accept me for who I am. I am both Michael and Maria. But I would prefer to be Maria. She is who I am meant to be. Millicent, Mom added, I felt just like you at first. But Maria explained how she felt. She showed me things on the internet. And I learnt to understand. So we stated this. Mom had by this time got a photograph album out. I recognized it as the album we had started when I first came out to her. We showed Millicent the pictures in the album. They were all pictures of me as Maria. There were none of me as Michael. Millicent looked at the pictures a few times. And I could see the beginnings of a smile cross her face. I wondered if I had won her round. Because I hadn't, I would have to bring my coming out forward. But there was a slight hope. I am sorry, Maria. I'm just an old lady who doesn't like change. I was so used to Michael, but I didn't see what was before my eyes. Can you forgive me? Can you teach me? Can you show me how you can look like a girl? Millicent smiled. Please? Yes, Millicent. I'll tell you everything I can. I'll do it slowly like I did for Mom, Lucy, Eos, and James. I'll even introduce you to Terry, my girlfriend, if you want to meet her. Millicent and I got up together and we hugged. I had tears rolling down my face, which messed up my mascara. A few years later, Terry and I looked at the picture on the wall. 4 women looked at the camera. The middle 2 were smiling, holding a bouquet of flowers and wearing long-fitted cream-colored wedding gowns. Beside them stood an older woman in a gray dress with a large black-rimmed hat, whilst the other woman was in a blue silk sheath dress. I had a tear in my eye. I'm glad that she was at the wedding. It wouldn't have been the same without her. And I am happy she said yes to be my maid of honor. Terry laughed. You upset Lucy with that one. But I agree, asking Millicent was the right thing to do. Well, she was there when I woke up after my operation. She was a kooky old bird, but she was my kooky old bird. I hugged my wife. She would have loved to see little Millicent grow up. I am sure Millicent was looking down on us. She'll be missed.